Welcome back, everybody. So tomorrow we are having an official PlayStation reveal with Mark Cerny, and the topic of tomorrow's video will be about the launch of the PlayStation 5 Pro. So this video is going to be a pretty short video. I'm going to make some predictions about what I think it will be, like the prices and some of the features, and also some things that I would like to see implemented in at least the next PlayStation, the PlayStation 6. So to get out of the way, if you guys enjoy the video, please make sure you drop a like and subscribe. I do very much appreciate it. Even though YouTube tells you that subscriber counts don't matter, it actually does matter to us, the content creators. It motivates us to keep on making better and better content. If our channels don't grow, it's not as motivating, right? All right, so I'm Canadian, so the pricing that I'm going to be stating is going to be in my Canadian dollars, and usually the consoles have about $100 price difference between Canada and the US. So apparently there's going to be two versions of the console. One of them is going to be digital, the other one's going to be physical with a disk drive, but as well, apparently the disk drive is supposed to be optional, so you can purchase the disk drive separately. So this is what I kind of think is going to happen. So recently it's come out that it's been revealed that in Japan, either the price will be going up for the PlayStation 5 or it has gone up by $100. That's a major price increase. So if they're increasing the price of the PlayStation 5 in some countries, that stands to reason that we're going to be looking at a much more expensive console comparing to the original PlayStation 5 launch. I believe it was $600 Canadian disc version. I strictly always get disc versions of the consoles because I want to own the games that I love, that I like Stellar Blade, the Resident Evil games, the Final Fantasies. If there's a disc for it, I want to get it. I'm trying to get my hands on a copy of Scorn for the PlayStation 5, but man, over $100. So I believe that the starting price will at least be $800 Canadian for the disc version of the game, so disc version of the console, so $700 for the digital only version of the console. So another prediction I'm going to make is that the hard drive will be, at least it's going to be 1 terabyte, but I don't think it's going to be anything crazy like 3 or 4 terabytes. I think what they're going to be doing is releasing a 1.5 terabyte hard drive for it, because don't forget, it still is pretty much in a lot of countries $100 per terabyte. So the more memory that's going to be included, especially since it's going to be SSD, solid state drive, it's $100 per terabyte. So those are my two main predictions for it. So price of the console, $800 Canadian, $700 for the disc digital version, 1.5 terabytes memory. So things that I'm pretty much sure, and I'm pretty sure they've also been already divulged, it's going to be 4K locked at 60 frames. I think that's pretty much a given. So now this is another kind of speculation prediction that I would like to make, wishful thinking. So I'm a huge Bloodborne fan. Many of you guys are also huge Bloodborne fans. And as we know, Sony recently lost $200 million on Concord, and they need to recuperate all that money back some way. Sure, they could do it as a tax write-off, but I think a great thing to do is also make an announcement that you guys are finally going to give From Software the go-ahead to work on remaking Bloodborne, or at least a sequel. So what better way to make back beaucoup bucks? Release a game that's been in demand for many years now, Bloodborne. So either remake Bloodborne or make a sequel to Bloodborne with From Software. If From Software doesn't want to make it because we're working on something else, I'm certain Bluepoint absolutely would love to remake Bloodborne like they did with Demon Souls. Now this next part I think would be something more. It's a lot bigger, so I think it would be more something that we would see in PlayStation 6. But before I get to that one, I'm also going to make predictions that they're going to be having better emulation, so you'll be able to play your PlayStation 2 games and potentially your PlayStation 3 games. And I don't think there's any reason why we can't play our PlayStation 1 disc-based games. Pop them in, read, install, you're good to go. So I think that could be something else that I can make a prediction on. Now, so this next part and the final part of this video, I think it would be something that's very smart for Sony to do. So I have a Sony Bravia, a high-end Bravia, I forget the model, but it's about like 3 years old. And this TV has the capability of filling in frames. So if your game is running at 30 frames, it's gonna fill in empty frames that aren't there to make it look like at least it's 60 frames. I'm sure later series also have 120 fill-in frames. So I think something that PlayStation should be working on for the next console is AI upscaling of the game. So what I'm saying is what they can do is you put in the disc, it installs the game, and then it's going to take hours and hours to do this, but it's going to read and copy and upscale all the content that's on the disc for the game and use its AI, the built-in AI, like Gigapixel's Topaz Labs AI upscaler for videos, and make that into a 4K game. And also you would be able to fill in using the Bravia technology that's in the Sony TVs to fill in frames that aren't there. So even if a game is made 30 frames, the technology could fill in with extra frames to compensate using the AI. So that's going to be likely in 4 or 5 years down the line. AI has been moving rapidly like you wouldn't believe. What we see is not the final result of what AI is actually capable of. Currently in the back ends, the deep woods of the AI developers. So let's see if anything I say will come to fruition. I really hope that we can actually play our PlayStation 2 upscaled games on the PlayStation 5 Pro. So what do you guys think? You guys have any predictions you want to make? I'm probably going to do a reaction video tomorrow or the day after, depending on what's going on. So I appreciate you guys giving me some of your time today. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, come back for the next one. I appreciate you guys. Juga, Vega, Michael, out. All right, later.